Welcome in. It is day 363, and you're speaking to the Meeple's Champion. And today, we're going to be going over a game that many of you may not have realized was actually a game. But if you watched the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, then you've seen this game before. The game is called Liar's Dice. Now, Liar's Dice is extremely simple. You're going to have potentially 4 players, 5 dice apiece. You're going to shake them up in a cup, drop them to the board, and you alone peek under your cup and see what dice are showing for your numbers. Now, whoever the lead player is going to have to make a combination of essentially a bet. They're going to name a front of one of the dice, so a 2 or a 3, and they're going to name how many they believe there are at least out there. Meaning, if there are 5 5s, you can say 2 5s and you're fine because there's at least 2 5s. But if you said 6 5s, you'd be over the amount. Now you're going to make a bet, and then the next person up has to do one of 2 things. They can increase the quantity that you're betting. So if you said 3 5s, they could say 4 5s. Or they could increase the number that the bet was for. So you said 3 5s, so they say 3 6s. So you're going to go around and you're going to be saying these, slowly increasing. Now, remember that 1s are wild, so they can be added to other things. You're going to keep going until something happens, which is a player challenges. Now, you can only challenge the previous bet. So I'm the person who rolls. I say 4 6s. You're up next, and you're like, you know what? Nobody else has said 6. These 2 were really big into the 3s. I don't have a 6 showing. I don't have a 3. I haven't bet a 3. I don't think he's right. I don't even have a 1 showing. You challenge. Now, everybody reveals what's underneath their cups. And you're going to see. You're going to add up all of that total number of dice, plus all the ones that are wild. If the player that you accused had bet a number over the shown amount, they lose a die. If you are incorrect and they did correctly state that number, you lose a die. You pull the die out of the system. Everybody then shuffles them up again, goes. Whoever was the one that lost a die has to make the first bet, and you continue. You're going to keep playing this way until eventually people start getting knocked out. So in a 4-player game, there are 20 dice. Every 5 dice per player is going to knock a player out. So you're going to have to, at minimum, play 15 rounds in order for somebody to eventually be knocked out. But obviously, every round with 1 less die in there is going to get faster and faster to the conclusion, as there's going to be fewer dice for this to be out of. So when you're 10 rounds in, the likeliness is you're down a couple players. But even if you're not, you're down 10 dice. So you're going to have a situation now of very, very low numbers being able to be bet. Once there's 1 player left, they're the winner. Well, that's the basics, but why don't we jump in, let's talk our 7 categories and see where this game lands for us. When it comes to the art, there's no art. Your actual pieces are a cup and the dice. There's no art here. Your box, I tried looking them up. I found like some kind of kiddish boxes, but honestly, most of the time, this is just a cup and some dice are just in a box, very plain box. It's just not anything that they're selling on art. It's an old game. When I looked it up, it said this was invented in the 1800s. So it's just not a game that people really are, I guess, advertising very well. The art's really bad. Thumbs down. Your components. So there's 2 components. There's the cup and there's the dice. The dice are perfectly fine. Honestly, the cups are just a plastic colored cup. It's nothing special, but it's also fine. It's just, they're going to work for what they are. It's a thumbs up. Your price. So if you're going to just buy this game, then you're probably looking at this being somewhere in that $20 range. Honestly, most people just can grab cups at their house and grab dice from their house and play that way. It's not like it's a hard game to play. But if you're looking to go pick the game up officially and have everything be color coded and all that, you're probably looking at about $20. Is it worthwhile? I mean, you can probably already play this game. You have all the components at your house. You just got to put them together. To me, it's not worthwhile. I'm not going to go buy Liar's Dice when I can just go open up my box full of dice, grab out 4 different groups of 5 colors, and then go upstairs and grab 4 cups and say, let's play. To me, it's not about the game not being worth its money. It's about the game already existing in your household. Why would you spend more money to just get more components? I don't think this is worth its price. Thumbs down. Your difficulty. This is a great game for kids, and I think beginners will enjoy it as well. But I do think that your experienced and your experts aren't really going to get into this game because it's too simple. So you're only looking at your kids and at your beginners. Now, 10 years ago, kids might have been more interested because they were Pirates of the Caribbean fans. But that movie is kind of aged out now, so this may not grab them as much anymore. So I feel like your beginners, they're still in the age range where they'll go, oh, I remember that movie. I'm in that area as far as, yes, I'm more expert level, but I watched that movie. I would play this game because of that. But I just don't think this is going to grab enough people. I think that it's too simple. Thumbs down. Replayability. If you're going to play it, it's extremely replayable. It's not a hard game to play. The only thing is I might make a twist on the rules because I think having to play minimum 15 rounds, I mean, it's not like this should take that long, but it take a few minutes per round, so you could turn this game into a 45 or 60-minute game if you're taking 3-4 minutes per round. And that's all up to how quickly people are accusing, which I don't know how fast that's going to progress. I think the game realistically should be a minute per round. You should be flying through this. Hopefully nobody's trying to overanalyze and having the AP hit them, because this should be a 15 minutes and you're done with the game. That's what it should be. But it all depends. I think that when it comes to replayability, this is one that may suffer. You may have it be one that people kind of get into for a little bit, but I think it kind of falls off. I've played other dice games like this before where it was a huge hit with my family, and by the end of a summer, we never played it again. So for me, I don't actually see long-term replayability here. Thumbs down. Keys to victory. I mean, you could play this poker style for bluffing, trying to catch people who are clearly, fibbing right off the bat. Or you could be playing this game for trying to be as accurate as you can and really keep strong to, all right, I think I can keep the numbers right. I'm going to try to be really reading what everybody else is doing and just try not to be too extreme. The problem is that it's not like you can just be fluctuating a bunch. You have to increase, and it's either the die number or it's the total bet number. I just don't think there's enough here to give you keys to victory. Thumbs down. Is the game unique? No, the game's not unique. I have got boatloads of lots and lots of dice being rolled games now. Go to King's Forge and you've literally got like 300 dice in that game. So to me, the dice, which is the mechanic this game runs off of, you can get that anywhere. And the elimination style, we have plenty of elimination games as well. I feel like for both options, I have better games I'd pick over this, and this game's not unique enough to stand alone. Gotta be a thumbs down. Overall, what do I think? It's a fun, simple little game, and it might be great to teach your kids and have as a, hey, I don't have, maybe you don't have money to go out and be buying lots of games all the time, and you have to go use the components you have to try to see what you can make for a game. This is one of those games that could fit into that category. But as far as, do I recommend to truly go and get this game? I just can't. It's not a game I think is worthwhile. I don't think it's a game that most of you are going to be interested in, and it's a game that I feel like it's fun to watch it on a TV in a thematic, type situation like in Pirates of the Caribbean, but outside of that, it's just not much of a game. So, unfortunately, I can't recommend. Well, it has been day 383. We've been speaking about the game Liar's Dice, and you've been speaking to the Meeple's champion. Like, share, subscribe, and check down below in the description where I'll be adding in an Amazon link in case you want to get this game for your collection. And don't forget to check me out on Board Game Arena under the Meeple's Champion. You can send me a game request, a friend request. I'm on a couple times a day. Until next time, I'll talk to you tomorrow.